What's good, y'all? I just finished up my workout and I just got back to my apartment. Let me show y'all the little skyline view. It's a rainy day here in Miami, so check this out. This is what we got. A cloudy day. It's a vibe, bro. I honestly love this kind of vibe where it's rainy and it just feels like a cozy day. It's Monday. Got a lot of work planned out for today. But I was thinking during my workout, and honestly, I really want to eat my post-workout meal right now. But I just need to get this video off my mind. I just need to execute right now. I want to document how I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to get to 185 pounds, 12% body fat. And it's come to my attention that I was going into a cut. I'm about 170 pounds right now, about 14, 15% body fat. And I want to be 185 pounds lean, 12%. So I was thinking like, okay, I need to cut back down to, because I was about 12%, 11%, 165 pounds lean about a year ago before my marathon. And of course I bulked up. I was eating more and more, running more and more. I kind of like lost track of like what I was got going on. So I want to document and show y'all so you can literally copy me and my formula how I'm gonna get there if you're either confused on what to do, don't know how to do it, or just need like some form of accountability. So I think let's just go ahead and jump straight into my MacBook. Just to preface, nothing about this is planned out. This is gonna be kind of a longer video because I'm gonna be talking it out in real time, and y'all gonna see how I like kind of navigate through it mentally and like really structure out my game plan for the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and jump in my MacBook. All right, like I said, nothing about this is planned out or structured. I'm just going to be going through it in real time to show y'all so you can literally copy me dependent on your goals, or maybe you have a similar goal towards me about 185 pounds lean, then you can copy me on that. So getting to that, there's three different things that I need to focus on. Obviously, training is one, dieting is two, and then recovery. So this all ties in with your schedule. And then to get to the end point, you need a starting point. So my starting points would be 170 pounds about right now. Like, I'm definitely kind of happy with my physique right now. Obviously, like body dysmorphia is a big thing because when I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I still got some fat on me. Like, I would want to be like shredded, like literally like under 10% body fat, single digit, but it's just not sustainable towards what I do because if I'm cutting, like to get under 10% body fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit almost 24/7. And doing that, like if I were to cut down to get that body fat, then I'd be about 160, 165 pounds lean. So my body just wouldn't be able to sustain it mentally. And right now, the current state that I'm in, I need my cognitive function to really scale up my business, and that's a main focus for me. So that's just not an option. And honestly, just to cut down, that's more of an ego thing rather than it is like a logistical thing. The smarter thing that I can do, which I kind of had a realization the moment yesterday, was to bulk up to 190 pounds because obviously like I want to be heavier. Like I want to be, my end goal is over 200 pounds, obviously lean. I don't want to be fat. Like that's obvious. Every man doesn't want to be fat. Um, but the only way I can do that, like I don't know why, I just assumed that I had to cut down to a certain body fat and then do a lean bulk, which I was kind of right, but not exactly. Right now, my physique isn't perfect, but I can't let that get in the way of me. That's more ego just stopping me from bulking up. But the best thing I can do is bulk up to about 190, do a mini cut down to 185. So lose about 5 pounds. And then I would be likely between 15 to 18% body fat once I get to 185. And then do a mini cut where I cut down, I start to lose that extra layer of fat. But like the pounds that I put on, the muscle that I put on during like that bulk, it's going to stay on, obviously. So like I shred down and I reveal what I've been working on. And then from there, mini cut goes into another bulk about another 15 pounds. So I'd go from 185 to 200, or probably 205. I want to cut down to 200. So 185 to 200, so 20 pounds, and then cut down to 200. So it's not something I can do in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 18 weeks. It's more of like this is honestly like a 2 year commitment. So it's a big chunk of my life, but I'm 21 years old right now. I don't see a better time. Honestly, I wish I started sooner, but it's fine because I'm here right now and I'm doing something about it. So if you're in the same predicament, then I mean, follow this exactly. So 180, 170 pounds right now. I'm about, let's just say generously 15% body fat. And then my end goal is 185 pounds. We'll just say, because again, the goal is to bulk up to 190, then do a mini cut down to 185 so I can be at that 12% lean. So we'll just call it 190 pounds because I'm not going to make like a game plan of bulking up and then cut down. So we'll just do 185 pounds between maybe 16 to 18% body fat. Boom. So I'm going to be doing a 5-day split, 2 days rest, and then my protein, I want to be at 190 grams of protein because I would do a gram per pound of per pound you weigh. And then let's go ahead and build this out specifically. So right now I'm going to show you because your goals can never be as big as the systems and processes that you have to take you there. So right now I'm just going to dive into the weeds of all of those goals, all of those systems. So my daily accountability is this right here. This is okay. You can see this. So right now, this is my game plan. I just finished up a back and forearm day. So my split, I basically do a push pull leg split, but I hit every muscle group twice a week in besides legs because I do 3 miles like an active recovery on my rest days. So I'm kind of training legs on those days too. And I do want to I'm thinking about running a marathon the next year. I already ran one not yesterday. I already ran one in the past 3 months. So I'm kind of thinking about doing it again. But anyways, like the 3 miles for my recovery is going to help me when it comes to that. So I'm gonna push pull leg split. I do like a big muscle group and then I target the muscle group that I want to do. So my 2 days of doing back, I do back and bicep, then I do back and forearm and back and delts. Like delts is combined on this day. Chest and tri, and then I would do chest and shoulders. And then legs, like I just try to target every single muscle group. That is kind of like my system set out. And I have a specific time that I have set out for myself. I have reminders. Everything that I do in my morning is literally just scheduled around that. And then my morning routine, I have a 5-4-5, which is basically it's 5 macro goals that I'm working towards in the next 6 to 12 months. So right now that looks like 185 pounds, 12% body fat. Like that's a 12-month goal. So it's 5 of those macro goals. It's a 4-step simple morning routine, which is this right here. So when I wake up in the morning, I post this on my stories every single solitary day. Make my bed. I drink 32 ounces of water with creatine and electrolytes in them so I can instantly hydrate myself. I do 50 push-ups, which I post on my IG story. So like a little form of accountability. So I'm waking up and it's another form of like, if I don't do this, then people are gonna think like, okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but like I am a man of my word. If I'm gonna say that I'm doing 50 push-ups every single day, like bro, I'm doing it on my stories, and y'all can see that. And then last thing, a cold shower to kind of shock my mind and body and put me in that flow state where I can attack my day. So that's the morning routine. It takes me about 30 minutes. Your morning routine shouldn't take you any more than that. I would kind of try to structure specific variables congruent towards your goals. And the reason why it's a 5 macro goals, 4 steps simple morning routine, and then 5 needle moving tasks that take you towards those macro goals every single day is because the 4-step morning routine reflects on those macro goals. So making my bed reflects on my consistency, my discipline, my accountability. Drinking 32 ounces of water reflects on my health goals. Push-ups reflects on my strength and kind of my discipline and mindset goals where I don't feel like doing that, but the blood flow in the morning gets me good. And then cold shower obviously is health goals, accountability, mindset, because the last thing I want to do in the morning is take a fucking cold shower. So that's why I do it. So that's what I have set up for myself. I made a video on this right here, which is subconscious reprogramming. I would heavily advise you to watch that video because it's not a form of motivation, which many people think it is, but it's a form of accountability because if I can match, like this is how I think about it, right? And I talk about brain fog a lot, and I'm going to show you how this relates. If I have a desired reality that I'm working towards every single day, obviously, like you have goals set up for yourself, but when was the last time you actually asked yourself, what does that person look like in a visceral way? Like, when does he wake up? What is he wearing? how does he carry himself in conversation? What do people think about him? Like specific things that only you can answer. And the reason why you create this and you list it out in a visceral and concrete way is so you can compare your actions on a day-to-day basis towards that reality, so you can match your reality on a lens of congruency. If you're moving forward towards this desired reality, which is my fairest number one, and obviously you name it your name. So, I mean, Daniel 1, John 1, whatever it is. And then you list out like 4 materialistic things, 4 characteristics, 1 purposeful thing that you're working towards, that desired reality you have. And again, I list this out specifically and I tell you like how to do it for yourself. Because obviously, don't copy me. Because I mean, like, live your own life. Don't live vicariously through another person. Like, don't idolize someone else. Take inspiration from someone else. And then also, like, you have to remind yourself what the opposite reality would look like, because humans will run from pain far more than they will ever run from pleasure. So understand like what it means for you not to hit that goal, not to work towards that desired reality, because again, you have to remind yourself of the pain that you're running from every single day. So every single morning before my workout, I read that just so I can align myself, not motivation, but more subconscious reprogramming. And then I attack my day. Boom, and I have my work schedule set up for the day. So this is my split. I won't get into the weeds about like what specifically I do in terms of workouts. But yeah, I do a hypertrophy split right now, which is typically 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And how it works is that if you have a workout that obviously you want to be progressing every single week and lifting more and more weight, not in an egotistical way, like you should always prioritize getting the exercise down first in terms of form before even moving up in weight. So I mean that's the definition of ego lifting. Like if you're doing 200 pounds on lat pull downs and you're just yanking down the weight with all your body weight, that's not helping you at all, and you're just ego lifting. So instead of doing that, try to get down the exercise first. Focus on slow and strict movement. Something I always tell myself, and this is why I record my workouts, is like explosive on the way down. Like if you're doing bench press, right? You're gonna explode on the way up and then controlled on the way down. Control the negative. So when you're going down, you're really controlled with it instead of just like going up and down, up and down. Because if you're doing that, you're not really lifting at that point. You're kind of just throwing around the weight and you're not actually progressing. Track your workouts as well. I use an app called Strong. I believe it's like a $5 subscription every single month, but it allows me to track every single one of my workouts. But in terms of a specific workout plan, like I'll give you my like what I do like for this, but honestly, making your specific split is something you should be able to test out for yourself, because I had a kind of foundational structure of my split that I started off doing when I first got in the gym. And then over time, I continued to innovate and renovate it through repetition, through iteration, through understanding what works best for my body or not, because everyone is specific. Everyone, can do a exercise better than the other person. So it's very, very tailored to you. And that's not like it's not a one size fits all. Like if you're not using this specific split, that means you can't get gains. But it just means that you're falling complacent. You're not actually looking for growth. So that is what you need to do, is like start off like there's nothing bad that you can do when it comes off to like starting off. You might move a little bit slower, but that's just because you haven't found the right thing for you. And the only way you can find the right thing for you is doubling down on what you see is doing well for you. And the only way you can understand that is if you are progressing through the workouts, if you feel like you're actually like building up muscle, or your weight, you're stacking up in weight. Um, or if it's something that you're just not doing good with, like that's something you might want to remove, or something you want to try a little bit different of. Like always try to pivot when you start to see the roadblock and start to either like double down on what's working or take away what's not. That's always my rule of thumb. And your workout, your split will always change over time if you're not falling complacent. So that's not something I'm going to give you specifically on this video, but just something I want to preface before going in. So going back to our document right here, that is my structure, my process of how I'm going to track out every single rest day, every single workout. So it's going to be a push, pull, leg split, and then active recovery. I'm going to be doing kind of mobility work, which you can find a good mobility workout on YouTube. Like there's so much information out there. It's just a matter of you wanted to apply that information or not. And then I'm going to throw in a 3 mile run in there. I'll probably up the mileage during time as time progresses, but just starting off like 3 miles, I want to do that. 3 mile recovery run, boom, recovery run. And then to get my specific protein, so we're gonna use our good buddy right here, ChatGPT. Let me make sure my camera's going over here. Boom. So, hey, I am 170 pounds at, again, generously 15% body fat. Right now, my goal is to go to 190 pounds, 16 to 17% body fat as a bulk, so I can do a mini cut at 180, 190 pounds down to 185. No, 185. Boom. At maybe 14%. We'll do 13, 14% body fat. 14% body fat. I am 6'1", 6'1". My grammar is not good, by the way. So I'm just like I'm just doing this in real time. My activity level is 5+ workouts a week, including gym, lifts, plus 3 mile runs twice a week. Boom. What other information do you need from me? Height, weight, activity level. There's something else I'm missing. I guess I got everything down. Can you build out my calories for calories and macronutrients to get to 190, doing a slow and steady bulk at about half a pound a week? An emphasis on the slow and steady bulk, because like it's pretty easy to bulk up. Like it's not too hard, at least for me, to put food in my mouth. I know some people who like have a hard time putting on weight. I mean, it's hard putting a lot of food in your mouth, and it's hard also not when you're doing a cut. So either way, like choose your hard. And it's going to be hard either way. But emphasis on the slow and steady bulk, because I can be eating like maybe 4,000 calorie days and gain maybe 2 pounds of not muscle, but just fat a week. Like that wouldn't get me into a slow, steady bulk where I can actually put on intentional muscle. Emphasis on the protein, emphasis on not going too high in fats. So let's see what this gives me, and I can kind of base this off of what I think would be best for me. So boom, 170 pounds, half a pound, 250 calorie surplus, 3K a day. Okay, adjust. Okay. So boom, boom. Fat, that's a good fat. Carbs do not need. Okay. So this is what it got me at 390 carbs, which is kind of crazy. So this is what we're doing. We're going to do this. Boom. This is a good percentage of what they have. So I kind of agree with what ChatGPT gave me. And obviously, same thing applies. So boom, we're going to do this. And then this is my nutrient plan. Boom. 190 grams protein, 80 grams fat, 390 G carbs. And then total calories is, so I use an app called Lose It. Track every single important metric that is relevant towards your goals. So I'm tracking my workouts to make sure I'm progressing. I'm tracking my weight to make sure I'm progressing. I have a like smart scale you can get from Amazon for like $20, where I weigh myself every single morning, same exact conditions, where I drink water and then I instantly weigh myself. Like weigh yourself with no clothes on, honestly, because with clothes add an extra pound of weight, which I kind of tested out and I didn't think so at first, but it does. Um, no clothes, and then like it gives you your graph every single week, and I'll show you this right now. So it's called VSync, and then we'll go here. Boom. So it shows you a data graph, and you can kind of see like I was doing a mini cut, kind of like I didn't really know what I was doing in the past week. I just wanted to cut down a little bit after my marathon. So like it shows you to make sure that you're actually progressing every single week. And again, track every single important metric relevant towards your goals. So your workouts, make sure you're progressing in weight there. Make sure you're bulking up or you're cutting down within your weight scale, and then make sure you're tracking your macros every single day. Some people I know can go without tracking your macros. I can't do that because it not just serves as a form of, tracking, but also a form of accountability. Because if I just go without tracking my macros, then I mean I kind of eat freely. Like I don't really think about what I eat. When I eat it, I just eat it. So these are my macros and calories for each day. My number one goal is to hit those macros and calories. For a bulk, I want to at least shoot for 30-50. Like that is my goal. 30-50. A non-negotiable is hitting that protein goal. And then also, like, obviously you can't be perfect and you shouldn't shoot for perfection, but you should be within 5 grams of your protein, fat, and carb, like your macronutrients. So if I was at 185 grams of protein, that is a green light for me. If I was at 195, that's a green light. If I'm at 75 grams of fat, that's a green light. If I'm at 85 grams of fat, that's a green light. Like when it gets to maybe 90 grams of fat, like I failed for the day, and I set up non-negotiables again for the 5-4-5. I set up what I need to do in a day. And if you're doing a bulk or a cut, you would do, did I hit my lift today? Did I hit my macros today? Or, did I hit my steps for the day? If I'm doing honestly, steps are important for a bulk and a cut. So you're at least staying active. You're not like heavy. So I'm tracking every single non-negotiable and I'm making sure that I hit that. And then at the end of the day, I'm asking myself, did I win the day or did I lose the day? So again, if I hit that target of at least 30-50 calories, did I hit that target of within 5 grams of protein within my macronutrients, that I won the day, that I can say that I'm moving forward, and I make sure that my weight is moved up at least half a pound every single week. These are not going to be perfect the first time. And the point is that you have some sort of structure when you're starting out, but you continue to iterate and you continue to evolve this structure over time based on the data that you give. The data is, are you progressing your workouts? Are you actually gaining weight? Are you losing weight? Are you like, how are you feeling on a like mentally and physically every single week? If you feel like you're burning out, then maybe cut down on the volume a little bit. But the point is that you continue to innovate and iterate throughout time through the data that you get. So if I felt like heavier in the next, maybe if I gained a pound next week, then I would cut down to maybe 2,800 calories. Like, so if I gained maybe a pound in the next week, then obviously like that's not my goal. Like the goal is half a pound every week. So let's see how long it would take me. So weekly expectation time 40 weeks. Again, don't rush it. 40 weeks, which obviously takes about a year. Boom. If you gain faster, then drop. Yeah. So it shows you everything else. So if I'm getting faster, if it's either like 0.75 pounds a week, then I would drop 100 to 150 calories. If it's a pound a week, then maybe 300 calories. If my weight is not progressing at all, then I would add more calories onto that. So literally, you just test out through the data that you get. And it's important. That's why it's so important that you track the data that you have. And overall, the point that I understood why I needed to bulk up is that if I can get to maybe 200 pounds, then it's much easier for my body to sustain that body weight and continue cutting on calories and stay in that deficit. If I have more mass, if I burn more calories naturally, because that's how it works, compared to if I was 165 pounds, where I would just be like running off fucking fumes. Like I wouldn't be able to really function because my body has nothing to feed off of. When my body will use the energy that it has in mass when I'm 200 pounds lean. So it'd be a lot easier for me to function mentally when I get to that point instead of trying to cut down to maybe 165 pounds right now. Because I know a lot of guys who want to be as shredded as possible, but if you're on a weight like me, where I'm 175 pounds, where I'm a decent physique, like 14-50%, then the goal is like you cut down that weight. And then inversely, like just so I can kind of cover everyone in this video, if you are maybe 200 and 250 pounds between there, like if you're a obese body fat percentage, maybe 18% plus, I would go into a heavy cut. So I would cut down to like my lean as possible. So maybe if you were at 200 pounds, I would cut down to 170 to get to maybe 12 to 15% body fat. And then from there, you do a bulk. So you want to lose that fat initially, and then you go into a bulk, which is kind of what I did when I was skinny fat. And then I cut down. And then, I bulked up a little bit because I was doing a marathon. And then now my main focus is to bulk. So I just wanted to show y'all like the game plan that I have. So we'll run through this one more time because again, it's a little bit unstructured, and I hope you can see from this video that I'm just talking out my thoughts in real time. So you have a starting point that you set for yourself. What body fat are you? Like you can kind of guesstimate. My weight scale tells me a guesstimate of my percentage, which obviously isn't accurate until you get a full body scan or you do an actual test. But it's okay to work. That's why I've been giving you like ranges every single time in this video, is because I don't have a specific body fat percentage because it's not that accurate. So give yourself a starting point, end goal, which, if you want to bulk up and you want to cut down, like I've been telling you through the duration of this video, then that is what you want to do. So end goal for you, goal for each week. Do not rush it. It's going to take a long way. Like it's going to teach you so much throughout the way, throughout the bulk. So boom, half a pound every single week, 40 weeks. My training is a 5-day split for push pull legs. I'm hitting each body group twice a week besides legs because I'm specifically training for a marathon. You might not be. My dieting, this is my macros. And then my rest days, that's important as well. Boom, active recovery. Boom, 3 mile run. So I hope you got the gist of this video. Again, this is specific towards me. This is just a rough foundation of where I want to move in the future and just talking out why I think this way and what I'm doing about it and how I'm going to act in the next couple of weeks. But your goals, I'm going to emphasize this again, your goals can never be as big as the systems you have put in place to get you there. So this is me building out systems in real time, kind of a game plan for myself so I can just execute on what I have to do in the next couple of weeks, in the next 40 weeks. So obviously, like, this is not like the end game plan. This is not like just going to stay still throughout time. I guarantee this is going to look a lot different in the next month. Obviously, like, not your goals, because you can never change the goal you have, but you can always change the plan you have to get you to the goal. But yeah, if you want to work with me one-on-one to build out specific things for you like this towards your exact schedule, towards your exact like what you have going on in your life, towards your goals, then there's a book a call link in the description of this video so I can help you out and we can talk this out on a call together. Other than that, I appreciate y'all watching this video and I hope you got some value from it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and you supporting the channel by subscribing. And I will see you on the next one.